Nothing was ever enough for me. Not the money, not the substances, not the relationships, not the wins. I spent years trying to figure out why I was like this, and I realized it had nothing to do with any of those things. I'm Alan. I've been in recovery for over 9 years, and I want to talk to you today about something I carried my whole life, something I never had a name for until I started doing the real work. And I'm not just talking about people in recovery right now. I'm talking to everybody. Anyone who's ever felt like no matter what they got, it was never quite enough. No matter what they accomplished, what they bought, what they achieved, something was still missing. Still a restlessness underneath it all. That feeling has a name. And once I understood what it was, everything started to change. I grew up in Brooklyn, confused about who I was, where I came from, what I believed. I didn't have a foundation, and somewhere early on, I developed this belief, this feeling that I wasn't okay, that something was missing in me, and that the only way to feel better was to get something on the outside. So that's what I did. I chased, I grabbed, I consumed, and it worked for a minute. Every single time, it worked for a minute. But the hole was always still there. I went to jail multiple times. I'd get out. I tried to put my life back together, go to meetings, work on my recovery, and even in sobriety, I was still chasing. I picked up gambling, sugar. I made money the most important thing in my life, always looking for the next thing to make me feel okay. And here's what I know now. I wasn't chasing the drug. I was chasing relief from that feeling of emptiness. The substance was just the fastest way I knew how to get there. When I started working through all the principles, not just the ones I liked, all of them, I had to look at something I didn't want to see. I was selfish. I was self centered. Everything was about me, getting mine right now. But the more I looked at it, I realized that selfishness was a character flaw I wasn't born with. It was a survival response. When I feel empty inside, when you believe deep down there isn't enough and you've got to grab it before it's gone, you become selfish automatically. Not because you're a bad person, because you're a scared person. I had a lot of fear. Selfishness is just emptiness looking for an exit. And the whole time I was chasing things, I was alone inside that chase, isolated in my own head, focused on me, what I needed, what I could get, how could I feel better right now. And that isolation kept that hole open. The more I focused on myself, the emptier I felt. And the emptier I felt, the more I chased. It was a never ending cycle. And this is where the law of attraction comes in. Because once I started studying the law of attraction, I understood something that explained my whole life. The law of attraction responds to your frequency, the signal you're putting out from the inside. And if the inside is running on emptiness, on scarcity, on never enough, that's exactly what keeps showing up on the outside. No matter how hard you work, no matter how many affirmations you say, no matter how clear your vision board is, you attract what you are. And I was operating from an empty frequency. And I didn't even know I had the power to change it. So, what changed? Two things, and they work together. The first, connecting to source. The moment I stopped trying to run everything myself and started connecting to something bigger than me, the desperation started to ease. Because when you're connected to source, you're not alone anymore. And when you're not alone, you don't need to grab everything in sight just to feel okay. The second was service, helping other people. And this is the part that sounds backwards until you live it. When I started focusing on what I could give instead of what I could get, something shifted in me at my deepest level. The hole started to close, not because I got more, because I gave more. I stopped living inside my own head and I started living for something bigger than me. And that connection to source, to other people, to a purpose bigger than myself, that's what filled what nothing else ever touched. And here's what the law of attraction confirmed. The moment my frequency shifted from scarcity to gratitude, life started moving differently. Doors started opening, things started showing up. Not because I was trying harder, because I was different on the inside. Your external world is always a mirror of your internal world. Always. And once you understand that, it becomes the most powerful truth you've ever heard. Because it means you've got the power to change everything by changing what's happening inside. There's more than enough for you, for me, for every single person watching this right now. Scarcity is the lie the empty mind tells itself. Abundance is the truth, and it's always been the truth. We just couldn't see it from inside that hole. You're already whole. You just have to connect to it. And that connection is available to you right now, today, exactly as you are. Drop in the comments, what's been your hole? What have you been trying to fill? Just name it, because naming it is always where it starts. If this hits home for you, subscribe, share it with somebody who needs to hear it. I'm here every week, and always remember, recovery is just the beginning. Thanks. Have a great day.